Amazon, I guess, is attractive when you're first starting out is because you have all this traffic, right? Amazon already has a lot of that traffic. And I think Shopify makes some people nervous. I know it did for me a while ago because I was like, well, how am I going to get the traffic? And is it going to be more worthwhile if I spend money and learn, educate myself on how to get traffic to my actual Shopify store compared to just being on Amazon? So for yourself, it was, I guess, learning the whole, or first, I guess, overcoming the fear of being able to go onto your own website. That's the first thing. Then the second thing is kind of really understanding how to put it all together in terms of starting to build an email list and working out the actual, the strategy and the funnels.
It was, at the time, it was an unknown quantity. And I was so heavily immersed in Amazon world that it's like another path of education that you have to educate yourself on. And you think, oh God, I've just learned all about Amazon. Now I have to learn something else. So it was definitely that trajectory, re-educating myself and doing that. I'm still on Amazon, by the way. I'm on Etsy, I'm on eBay. You're still on all the platforms, but I definitely put most of my investment into Shopify now because that's where I collect the most data about my customers, and then I can retarget them, remarket them, capture their emails for future marketing efforts and things like that. So I think it's been a case of actually that when you first start something, it's collecting all the data and collecting all the information that you need to help you, to educate you about what your customer actually wants and how to reach them best. So it was that whole process of doing that. And I mean, I'm still learning now, but it's much easier because you now know the tools that you need to reach them. And then you start realizing that not everyone's your customer, and you can get some flack or some feedback, and then you think, right, okay, I take the criticism from that. I understand what's happened here, but you learn from it, and then you also realize that's not my customer. I know that my customer is definitely this person, and then you refocus and then you go again. So that's probably the biggest thing is the education on a new platform.
For me, I've always thought that Amazon is a place where you don't want to be reliant on. It's a place where you kind of want to go in, and it really kind of develops your education when it comes to e-commerce, because you have a lot of competition. So you really need to be good, right? You really need to make sure that your images are good. You need to make sure that your product is great and everything else to actually be able to compete. But once you've actually figured that out and you have a product that actually does fairly well, doesn't have to do super well, but if it does fairly well and it's quite good, then you can go into something like Shopify, and where you're really not, I guess you're not sharing the same platform as, thousands of competition being side by side with you. I think for me, what kind of I really like about Shopify is the fact that a lot of the times the pricing that you sell your product on Amazon, you can actually sell it for a lot more on Shopify. Now, is that a myth, or do you believe that's true, Annie?
No, that's definitely true. I think if you communicate well your value, you can charge whatever you want within reason, but you can. And I have quite a decent profit margin now. It took me a long time to come to that, but it's now that's and I think it was a lot of that. Oh, I don't think I'm worth it. It was that mindset. Oh, I'm not sure I can charge that. I don't think it's worth it. I'm not sure I can charge that. But when you realize that actually, when you've got belief in your product, you know how good it is. You know what other people think how good your product is. And then you start overcoming that and you think, no, my product is worth that $50. So, and you market it like that, and then sure enough, conversions will follow.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And that's kind of one of the things that kind of we kind of always like to discuss, is the fact that you can really charge what you want for your product, as long as you can actually translate why they should actually be paying that, and translate the actual value of your specific product, what makes it better than everyone else's. And if you do find it hard to actually be able to work that out, then maybe you shouldn't be charging that much, right? But if you can specifically say, okay, well, mine is made in this specific region, it's sourced from these particular materials, I'm the only one that has this particular size or this particular designs, I've created this thing over 2 years, or whatever it is, or you have this great brand story behind why you actually created it and how you were trying to solve a specific problem within that actual niche. All of that stuff increases the value of your particular product. And I've said it before, a lot of my products that I sell are usually 2 or 3 times the sale price as anyone else's on Amazon, because there is a, if you look at Amazon, I guess, compared to Facebook, compared to Shopify now, Shopify, we know that you can charge more, not only because of your brand story, but also because when you go onto my Shopify website, you're not seeing 60 of my competitors in the same listing, right? You're just seeing my particular product. So they don't really have anything else to compare it to. But when it comes to actual Amazon, and we'll kind of just go there for a second, you can charge more, but you have to do a really, really good job on your actual listing and show people why. And this is kind of one of the reasons why I always talk about having a product where you're priced higher, because you'll be making probably less sales than someone selling it for $10. But the idea is that it's actually a lot better for you, because when you do make a sale, your profit margins are going to be the same as someone selling a ton.
Yeah.
And
profit is all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you're dealing with way less customers. So that's why it just makes it an easier and a better business model.
That was a video from my regular Monday night Q&A session with the members of the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs. We are a community of 2,500 members and growing. We're the fastest growing community of professional e-commerce sellers right here in Australia. With sales, by the way, of over $50 million. $50 million, holy crap. If you'd like to find out more about what we do and how we can help you build your own e-commerce business too, get off to www.aussieonlineentrepreneurs.com.au. The link for that is in the description. And thanks so much for watching. See you in the next video.